Hey everyone, it's Chad, and today I'm going to be opening up a brand new rotary from Jason at JerCustom Designs. Jason sent it over to me to review and to kind of put it through its paces, and we're going to do just that. So hopefully in the next month or so I'll have done all the testing and put it through its paces, and we'll be able to share with you what my results are. So let's get started. Before I go any further on the review, I noticed when I opened this up, this was up here, kind of twisted around. I looked all through the box thinking there was a part missing, but now I see this should be all the way down. But everything else looks good, just that one part. All right, well, in YouTube time, this video has only gone a few seconds, but when I was showing this earlier, I was spinning this and nothing was happening. And what should have been happening, should have been moving up and down with this. When I got the box, there was a side of it that was crushed, and it was so well packed I didn't think anything of it. Contacted Jason, and he immediately got another part out to me. Now, he said, hey, before you get into this and start tearing it all apart, let me give you some quick directions on how to make this as easy as possible. And the way this is designed, it was pretty ingenious. I probably wouldn't have gone this way, but a couple of things. He told me to pull this out. All right, so now that's out. And basically all I'm doing is getting some slack, because that's tied to the motor. The next thing we're going to right in here, there's a couple of little set screws. Let's see if I have the right. He actually put a hole in here. So if this was assembled with this on it, then I would have to pull all of these wheels off. All right, so there we go, like new. This one turns this. This one adjusts this. And this one adjusts this. Wow, really nice. Since I originally got the rotary, it's been, I want to say, about a month. And in that time, I did a job of 60 30-ounce Arctics. I did a job of 20-ounce Yetis. I had a bunch of one-off designs, custom cups for Christmas. I had all of the different style things like this that I did, that I picked up for $1 at the dollar store. And I would say all in, at least 100 different items have been through this in the last 30 days, probably closer to 120. And it's performed flawlessly. I only had one situation where I had a problem, and I was running, I forgot about this, so make that about 140. I had a job with 20 of these, and they're the 26-ounce Yetis. If you look here, see that right there where it's flat? Well, it did that there, and it did it there. And on that job, essentially what happened is I have these Yetis, and they were 21 centimeters long, and I set up rotary from JerCustom Designs to handle that. And all the ones that I did that were exactly 21 centimeters came out perfect. This one and 7 others like it were 21.2, which doesn't sound like a lot. It's 1/8 of an inch. But when you have that set in there so that it's not snug, there's a little bit of a gap behind this end of it. So I put a little bit of a gap there. But adding that extra 1/8 of an inch made it just enough that when this would start, it would kind of catch the back side, and it would slow it down just enough that you'd get a flat spot. In the end, I'm going to do another video on stripping these. I have a new product that I'm going to try out. So at least something good will come out of it. All right, so the very first rotary I got was this one, and this one came with my Boss. I purchased it, and after using it a little bit, I had some issues with it slipping, and eventually ordered a backstop. There's a clamp here that holds this in place, and then an additional spring here that holds the cup against the rotary, and that took care of most of the problems. This was the original one that I got from Lightshine. JerCustom Designs has a new one that doesn't require you to drill anything. It just snaps on over this piece here. And then the way this rotary works is it only elevates or levels from one end. So this can be raised and lowered on this end in order to give you the different positions. The problem with that is it would eventually, sometimes the cups would either hit here or they would hit here, and then I would get cups that I just couldn't laser etch. And if you look here, this is kind of wobbly, just the way it's designed. And that's the same issue I have with their brand new one. Their brand new one doesn't wobble like this, but the reason that you get this wobbling on the new one, there's a chuck, and for whatever reason that chuck's not in tight, and I got some video I can show you on that. But this one weighs about double what this other one weighs. This has a lot of steel parts on it, and this design is using some off-the-rack, I want to say it's 80/20, but anyway, it's extruded aluminum. Okay, so before they had these clamps, I used to take this weighted ball. This is a 1-pound ball. It's got like lead shot in it or something, but I would use this to weigh the tumbler in place. Now, this particular design, it's really tough to get it to work well on this rotary, but with this weight in it, I could get it to work. Otherwise, it would want to, it would either, if I wanted to get this level, this would want to push it down so that this end of it lifted up off of these. I did a bunch of these at Christmas on the other rotary and the one from JerCustoms, and they worked out perfectly. So of the 4 different rotaries, the roller rotaries, I have 3 of those that I've used. And then I have one chuck. Actually, the one chuck came with this. And then the other chuck was the brand new one from Boss. It's the rotary chuck combo. So it's super heavy. If you're going to leave it in your machine all the time, it's probably fine. But for somebody like me who's moving it in and out, in and out, in and out, the RotoBoss design was a lot better for me. I like that style much, much better. It's so much easier to put in and out. And I just made some lines in here so that I know kind of how to register it each time I put it in. You can see, move it out of the way. I just put some lines here, and I can just move it, basically move it in, and then I'll actually look down the gantry when it's over the top and make sure that on all sides it's level. All right, so one of the things about this is when you turn this, the cup will it's not square against the chuck. These, I've removed them, I've added them, I've taken them out, I've flipped them around, I've done all kinds of things to try to get these to be 100% square against this, but they're not. The second thing is, if you can see there, this isn't level, and this is the plane that you're lasering. So in order to get that right, I would have to prop it up on something. So I was always having to do workarounds to get everything to work the way I would like it to work. And, you know, every tool is going to have limitations, but some of these were able to be resolved by using the rotary from JerCustom Designs. That said, JerCustom Designs is not going to do all the things that a chuck can do, but if you're going to have a chuck, you want it to be square, and you want it to be able to, you don't want the chuck to actually wobble around. And when I got the one that Boss just put out, that chuck, the way it goes through the shaft, or the way the shaft goes through, there's a bearing in there, and this thing wobbles probably, I want to say, about 1/4 of an inch back and forth. And when you add the roller attachment to it, it wasn't a big deal because the roller part of it would lock it in place and that wouldn't wobble anymore. But if you're using it as a chuck, you don't want it changing directions as it's rotating. So I was always concerned that that was going to be a problem. Yeah, so I'll have links to JerCustom Designs down in the description and in the comments. Also, if you use the code MANCRAFTING, I think you get 5% discount. And also, I just purchased a new laser. I'll no longer be using the Boss. I am now using an Aeon, Aeon laser. And I'll have videos coming out on that in the near future. So I'm looking forward to trying that. From everything that I can tell, that laser is amazing. It's a little bit faster than the Boss, and it's got more of an enclosed design. So like the belts and everything aren't all exposed. The chain's not exposed. The type of laser head is different. There's a bunch of differences, and I'm really looking forward to using that laser. So be watching for that video in the near future. Hopefully this review gives you some information that will help you make a better decision when you get ready to purchase your rotary. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and all those great things. And have a great day as always.